Hey, hey, hey. It is, I don't even know what night. Wednesday night? Wednesday night. All right. So I thought I wanted to stop in real quick because it is a lot of different tournaments this weekend for a lot of different sports, including volleyball. There's a big baseball tournament down south. There's tons of different tournaments going on. So I want to stop in and just let's talk to parents. Parents, let's talk. Okay. This weekend coming up and the next couple of weekends, we go into a lot of big tournaments because of springtime, etc. I want you to really remember one thing. One thing. You are not going to college. As much as we care for our children, as much as we want to see them succeed, you aren't going. And you have to remember that because you are not the one that's going to be sitting there all night studying, playing doubles, practicing doubles or getting up at 5 a.m. or doing something with your sport every single day intensified. Your athlete has to make sure that they like the school, like the coach, like the team, not just say, hey, this is a great school. I think I'm going to go here. They have to really like it with their heart and their soul. I think it's so important that we remember that as parents because we don't. We don't remember that. And one of the things that I try to help with the athletes when I talk to them, we talk about things that they're going to do at school, like the study habits. We talk about eating habits. We talk about all those things that could happen to make them a better athlete so they can succeed. Because did you know? Here we go. Did you know that the athletes sign yearly contracts? Okay. So your kid comes home from school, they're like, oh my gosh, I just heard that Joe Schmo got a 4 year full ride to, I don't know, Stanford, or I don't even know, Penn State, whatever it might be. Did you know that every April the coaches usually sit down and go through that contract again? Some coaches don't. Some coaches just say, "Oh, well, you're all set." Especially if that student really excelled at their sport, then they're all set. They don't have to worry about reapplying or renegotiating or re-talking about it. But I know many students that have been over recruited. Okay, over recruited means that when they are playing very diligently for that team and they are out there, they're trying, they're giving their all, they're giving their best. The coach just happened to go by somewhere and see someone else that he wanted to replace with them. Remember, this is a job. Your students are playing to be paid. If they are going to a school like a D1, where they may get a full ride, they are being paid to play. They must perform. If they don't perform, then they don't get paid, which means they lose their scholarships. So it is so important that when your student picks that school that he or she is going to, that school has to be one that they're going to like, whether or not they are playing a sport. Only 1% of all these athletes go pro. 1%. That means those other 99% either go semi or nothing, or they don't continue to play. So with that being said, you have to make sure that your student is happy at that school. I don't care if that school is in Timbuktu, Missouri. It is up to that student to like that school. Mom and dad, if you want a happy athlete and a happy student, don't tell them where to go to school. Don't tell them they have to go to your school because you're an alum and you want them the legacy. It's not about you. It's not. Would you remember that, please? It's not about you. It's about your athlete. If you want a happy athlete, you help them, cheer them on, let them make that decision. Don't make the decision for them because they will, when they're 30, when they're 40, they're going to turn around and say, well, you made me go to that school, mom. You forced me to go there. We know that's going to happen. So why even put yourself in that situation? Let them choose the best school that's for them and their career. Now, with that being said, you have to make sure one, that their career choice is at that school. Two, if you don't get scholarships, that school is still going to be affordable. Three, that school meets all educational needs for your students. And how did I get 4 out of 3? And 4, you have to make sure your student likes the school. I mean, truly likes it. And I always tell kids, when you talk to a coach or text a coach and you're talking and you're recruiting, you're talking back and forth, that coach is on his best behavior. Your student athlete really needs to go through and ask some of the other people on the team, hey, what's coach like? What happens when he has bad days? What happens when he has good days? Those types of things. So your athlete knows what they're getting into when they go to that college. Again, our kids are pretty smart. They know what they're doing. Let them make the choice into college. Again, this is a great weekend for tournaments. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of coaches out there recruiting. Just let them recruit. Let them do their job. If they like your son or daughter, they will let you know. There is no need for you to push your son or daughter on that coach. I am not kidding. I have had parents that said to me, oh, I went up to the coach. They were standing there and I started telling them all about my son or my daughter, told them all about their stats, all about their everything. I was telling the coach about it. The coach usually says to me, well, that kid's off my list. Because again, the coaches know too. As the parents are like that now, they're going to be even worse. They're in college. When you're in college, when the kids are in college, parents, it's not like club or high school. You don't go up to the coach and say, "Oh, guess what? Little Johnny's not playing enough, and I really want him to play," or little Johnny's not hitting the ball so hard enough, so I really want him to go to batting practice. That doesn't happen. In college, parents don't talk to coaches. Pretty simple. Okay. The only time you talk to them is when you're, hey, happy, have a great day, nice game. It's not like you sit there and negotiate because after they're 18, you're kind of out of the picture. So anyhow, I just wanted to stop by and kind of go through with that. If you have any comments, put them below. I would love if you can subscribe. There you go. Right here is subscribe. Right there. I do a Blake Shelton move right there is subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Any questions, comment below, and hope to hear from you soon. Let's see. I think the best thing to do this is let's go ahead below. Okay. Comment one crazy thing or even a question that you may have as a parent about a athlete that's being recruited. Just comment one question, and I'll answer them later on as I see them come up. And maybe we can learn something from each other. All right. Have a great weekend. Well, it's only Wednesday, so have a safe travels to your weekend tournament because you're probably leaving tomorrow or early Friday morning. Safe travels and